without if we're pro.
Yeah.
It's hard to like see where they're coming from.
I think the people that will be against those.
The thing is, I really haven't heard anyone. I heard traditional artists.
That's what I'm saying. Older cats.
I know traditional artists. I use them too.
But older cats probably that have never even took pictures with their phones. They were just tattoo people. They would be like, I don't need that shit.
No.
Start off. We can go like that.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the IQ Project. I'm right here with my co-host Rickytatt.
Damn, you changed up really good into like that was clean, huh?
Better.
Yeah, that was like seductive almost. That voice.
Episode 26, yo.
Yeah.
Episode 26. What's up, peoples? What's up?
I've been practicing.
Got Romeo over here.
What's up?
We got Romeo. We got Carlos on the mic over there.
Carlos, say what's up?
Hey guys, how's it going?
All right, so today we got a interesting, controversial topic to some people.
Mainly pertains to artists.
Yeah, artists.
But clients are they're gonna understand why there's an issue.
CPL filters.
Yeah.
Raise your mic up a little bit.
Damn.
This is better? Right here?
Next to your mouth way.
Yeah?
There you go.
All right.
That works better, yeah.
Where's that? Oh, CPL filters.
Yeah.
So a lot
are
of clients,
CPL?
I use CPL filters.
Everybody does.
What
Yeah.
is it? What are
So, hold on. Before we get to the technical part, let's say why they are, what they are.
Okay.
So CPL filters, we use them.
It's a lens.
Tattoos. It's a lens we use
It's a clear lens.
on our camera or iPhone to reduce the lighting on our images when we take pictures of our work. I'll give you a more, or Carlos will give you a more in the.
Yeah, Carlos, since you're the media specialist, what is a CPL filter, bro, in the industry of photography?
So based off of my own experiences, a CPL filter basically blocks off light when you're trying to take a photo or a video. And if you can see in the filter while you're trying to find the negative space, you can kind of see like a half moon, and that eliminates the light where it's coming from. So that's pretty much what a CPL filter is. It eliminates light to a certain area that you don't want it to get to.
In layman terms, it takes away the glare from our images.
In simple terms,
it
takes away the fucking glare.
It takes away the glare because.
But we wanted to get a professional. Did you Google that shit or what? I don't know, fool.
So
Adjective.
So, the reason why a lot of artists are hating on it is because they think we're filtering our images and really changing the way they look. But in reality, we're showing the person exactly what they look like. When we're taking a picture of the tattoo, first of all, you're taking a picture on a round surface cylinder, right? You have lights from this side, lights from this side, and it creates a glare. It actually distorts the image. When you use a filter, it
doesn't really distort it.
Well, it takes away from.
You're just not able to see the whole tattoo clear because there's a glare.
It.
No, it doesn't distort
That's
it. That's
another word for it.
No. You're just the glare is blocking some of the tattoo.
I wouldn't say it distorts it.
Thank you, media man.
I'll say it distorts. I got you, bro. I got you.
Yeah. My God.
We need a fifth person here because, oh my God. All right. So what's the issue, man? Why are we bringing this up today? Like, why are we bringing up the podcast? Like,
we've been seeing a lot of people, there's a lot of artists that are hating on it. Again, first, they think we're changing up the image. But in reality, we're just using better equipment to take a picture to show our other clients how it looks or how to show our work off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think when I heard about it, I heard it through you. Yeah. I didn't know about that. I was just wondering when I would go on Instagram, I'd see why some pictures of some artists' work look more saturated, more darker, and the blacks were more black. The skin had a certain color to it. I mean, I just figured they had specialty cameras that can catch that, you know? Mm. But yes, they have a nice camera because it's high definition. But I would see those differences I just discussed. Like the actual blacks was like super black, like almost marker black, and on a fresh skin, you know. So I was like, damn, how do they do that? But I never really thought about it because I mean,
well, when you saw it, did you think it was photoshopped?
No, I don't know. I know what the difference is between Photoshop and good lighting and a good situation in photo, because we do Photoshop here.
Yeah.
We could easily, we as artists right here, we know our Photoshop, so that's how we used to create flyers and whatnot. So I know how to make a tattoo. If like, let's say if I'm doing a candle and I want that light to be like really bright, I could go in there with Photoshop and I can get my pencil and just make that glare, the smoke even whiter without you guys even knowing. But I don't feel like I need to do that because that I'm only cheating myself,
Okay.
And so it's not really Photoshopping. It's mainly just like using light to make it look better.
And to be clear, you guys never photoshopped you guys' tattoo images, right?
No.
Okay.
I did,
You have ones?
but I wouldn't mess with the tattoo. I would put graphics next to it.
Oh, okay.
So that technically is great, but I wouldn't
I
enhance
guess that's Photoshop.
Yes, I cheated.
No.
No, but I've never really went in there. I mean, I tried it once because there was a lot of, this started a while back before CPL filter was an issue, I think.
How?
There was,
I have a question.
what? I was on grind, bro. Don't interrupt Rickytatt. Just kidding.
How is using a CPL filter cheating
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out.
or
That's the
Photoshopping?
discussion we're having.
Yeah, that's the question we're having, because there's a lot of artists that feel like it's cheating because we're using a filter, like, to clean up the tattoo,
Yeah.
to like lie about our work or how it really looks.
Okay.
That's the whole question in hand.
I
per
think
se.
let's go back though. A cheap tattoo, even enhanced with those filters, still a cheap tattoo, just darker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a poorly made tattoo, not cheap. Let me choose my words
If
more
anything, a
correctly.
CPL filter will actually show it that it's
A
cheap.
CPL filter will show. I mean, if the composition, if the face is wonky or janky or it's not tattooed right, and if you use a CPL filter, meaning a filter in front of your phone that cleans away all the glare, I think the tattoo's still gonna look shitty. So it has nothing to do with the actual tattoo. It's how you're able to see it clearly. It's kind of like cleaning off everything and making it look crisp, because once you move that little,
Presentable.
yeah, it's presentable and it looks, and I do see that it saturates a little bit more. Honestly, when my blacks are a little darker, it does change
I
that
just
look.
feel like it reduces the lighting, so you're able to see how it actually looks. You're not getting extra light in
Yeah.
other places, Like right here, we have light all over.
Yeah,
So when we take a picture here with all the lights on, you're getting lights from all over the
everywhere.
place.
Yeah, you're right. So the blacks has a reflection, so it doesn't look as black. With that CPL filter, it's like turning off all the lights and just focusing on that. And you just learned that recently, how when we tell you like, hey, turn off the lights,
Yeah.
and then we put a filter on our light, right? Because that's what you show. That's what Josh here showed us that.
The whole thing is, the CPL filter by itself doesn't work either. You have to get the CPL filter on the light as well.
Yeah, and that's what a couple artists here had the issue with it, which is take a picture with the CPL filter on, but it does a little bit. I noticed a little, but it doesn't do the same as, putting a filter on your source, your light source, and then on your phone to capture it. That's the best way.
I mean, I would say, Carlos, isn't it photography 101? Kind of something like that, messing with the lighting.
Yeah, you're always trying to get the best picture, right?
Yeah.
And the camera can't capture what we see through our eyes. Our eyes were able to capture, like, you know how it is, man. Any tattoo we see in person, like that we do, and then we upload it to our picture, it doesn't compare to our own eyesight seeing it visually, right? Because the image is flattened when we upload it or whatever.
Yeah.
So we have to do some lighting, and that's fine. But CPL filters, I feel like people are just not knowing enough education about them. They think it's Photoshop. They think it's actually manipulating the colors and making them more darker, brighter. But again, we go back. A poorly made tattoo is still a poorly made enhanced photo.
Yeah.
So I think that's what that is.
I mean, even painters use this filter. It's not just tattooing.
What do they use it? I don't paint, so
They
Educate us on
take
that.
pictures of their work. You take away the glare, and then you're actually able to see the image.
yeah, that makes sense.
Because what you're doing, and I told you when I got the filters, look, we're selling the tattoo, but we're selling the image, right? So why not invest in good equipment to have a better quality image of our work?
No, and I agree. Ever since we've gotten those filters on our phones, we post them up and they look even better. You know what I mean? So why not? Why not enhance your portfolio? Excuse me. Fucking coffee. Almost there. Almost done. Why not enhance our products so that, because we are selling a product, man. It's tattooing. We want to get more business, and we're not gonna put our shitty tattoos. Here's an example I was thinking about when we were thinking about this topic. Like before Instagram, before social media, before we could upload our pictures into a social internet, right? How were we seeing tattoos? We were seeing them through magazines, right?
Yeah.
And rarely on TV, but it was mostly magazines like Tattoo Society, Ink Mag. Okay. So when one of the artists had like a special, like a cover, a segment on there about their work, you think they uploaded their pictures that they took with their phone or their camera?
Phone?
No. Ink Mag went over there with a nice camera, good lighting, and they took pictures of the tattoos.
Yeah.
And then they upload them into the magazine. What the fuck is the difference? You know what I mean? We're just doing it ourselves now. We don't have a professional coming in to say, oh, you're good enough, you're going to be up on Instagram. No, we do it ourselves. We put our own stuff on. Mm-hmm. It's the same shit, What I think is going on is the people that are being out there negative, it's just that they're hating. They're straight out hating. They're calling out people on their work because they're not able to do that work. They're not able to get their quality pictures like that.
Is that why you're always hating on me?
Yeah, I'm always hating on you. I think that's not hating in the negative way. I'm saying like they're just questioning why. They're questioning them and putting negative I guess comments towards them.
No, can you find the balance to just, I guess, I mean, it doesn't even matter if you're trying to please both people, but at the same time, you do want to show what the tattoo would look without it. That way, the people that your future clients can see what it is, right? So,
I mean, we do show heel work.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to get at. So, like, it'd be best to do with the filter and then maybe slide, or even you guys have videos of you guys actually working on the piece, That way, people can actually see,
Well, yeah, I mean, when we take videos and pictures and all that, we don't just take one picture and post it.
Right.
I mean, we show different angles from it when it's barely getting started, in the middle, and at the end. Mm-hmm. And if the client comes back, we'll take a heel picture.
I just don't put no attention to who am I, who do I have to please. I don't give a fuck. Like I go live, and when you go live, you can't really do any filters. Sometimes I put the CPL filter on when some of the guys ain't working and we turn off the lights. It works, but I don't have that luxury all the time because we work with other artists who have to respect their time. But I mean, I go live and it shows the nitty gritty, the process. It shows me erasing some of the stencil. It shows me, it's not always that perfect, and that's the reason why I do it, so people could see that it's not pretty in the process, and you could see some of the way it's healing or the ink is going into the skin. So when I post pictures, sometimes I edit them. I put in the CPL filter and I'll drop the contrast a little to make it look even nicer. I mean, I've showed you guys in the lives how it is. Then I showed you an edited one. The people should. I think the people who care about this more is artists. Are pretty much other artists. Yeah. Clients, I don't think they know the difference. They just say like, we're talking about that one artist. I'm not gonna mention his name.
My boy yesterday, we're talking about an artist and he was like, I want to get my shit done by him. It's dope. And I'm like, if you think it's dope, art is subjective, right? So I was like, that's tight, but look at his healed work and let me know if you still feel the same way. Because on his pictures, I think the majority of his pictures he uses that filter. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, he looked at it and then he was just like, now I'm kind of like iffy. Because people don't know, like, especially if you're, don't know anything about
That's
tattoos.
where we go back and tell people, like, do your homework. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things is look at the healed pictures. We all have them. Everybody has them.
Yeah.
Don't you think that having a filter opposed to something that has more detail is a big difference?
What do you mean?
Like lighting and detail is two different things.
I mean, yeah, you're talking about two different things. You're just talking about how some artists don't do a lot of detail.
Yeah.
I mean, that just with good lighting, it'll just highlight that, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point, because if there's not a lot of detail and you're using the filter, it's gonna make that tattoo pop 10 times more. Whereas you see that same piece without that filter, you're kind of gonna be like, okay,
I guess because he doesn't know what we were talking about earlier. We saw some guy's work. We're not gonna mention his name out here because we don't do that. We don't hate, but we're just talking about his art. You know what I mean? Art is subjective, right? This particular artist, he it's high contrast, so it's some of that work that is like super black, then a little bit of
Skin breaks.
a little bit of no, a little bit of a little bit of details and a lot of skin breaks. So it's like there's no in betweens, no details.
so that with the filter, that makes that pop.
Yeah, it
and then
makes it
once my
pop.
boy's seen it without the filter, and then he's kind of like, oh, okay. It's like I kind of like now he's like iffy about it, you know.
Yeah.
So it's things like that where just like it makes that tattoo like pop that
I
much
think it
more.
goes back to the same thing, like where use both healed pictures and regular pictures.
Yeah, so then that would be for me at least, because every artist wants to approach it differently. So for me at least, if I was when I use a filter, I want to have like where you can swipe and you can see with the filter, without the filter.
Yeah, some artists
You
do
know what I
that.
mean?
They'll
Stuff like
post
that.
the edited one and then they'll swipe and then
You can
they'll
see,
show the
right.
healed one. But I mean, is it necessary for you to do that all the time? It's just everybody's preference. Here's the way I look at it too. Like, okay, you can't have your client walk around with a picture of a edited tattoo. That client still has to walk around with that healed picture, right? So if you're gonna base your
Reputation.
not reputation, your leads, getting more clients off of an edited picture on Instagram, then you're in trouble, man, because the the clients are gonna walk around with that healed picture and it's gonna look way different.
Yeah.
So you're kind of cheating yourself, And a good artist gets his clients from those. Remember how we talk about soldiers, those clients that are out there showing your work? That's where you're gonna get your leads. You're not gonna get leads from Instagram. Yeah, it looks cool. They might get likes, but at the same time, the person. Let's just mention the name Joe for conversation, right? Joe gets a tattoo from one of us. It's dope. He gets healed. He walks around all these places in Fontana or in Empire, and everybody likes it. They're gonna ask, "Where'd you get it?" He's not walking around with the fresh one, and with the fresh one that's edited with the CPLs. He's walking around with the healed one. So at the end of the day, if you do too much of that enhancement, you're only kind of cheating yourself in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Because everybody knows when a client comes in and we see healed work, we're like, okay, that's how it really heals, Does that matter? It all depends on you. Where do you get your leads? You get them all through Instagram, then just edit the shit out of them and get a lot of people and stay busy. You know what I mean? And don't have to worry about that. It's just preference. Again, I go back to, it's just, I think clients are not the ones that are complaining about this. They don't really care. They're just like, wow, that looks cool. I think it's other artists calling out other artists because they're like, your work doesn't look like that, I know it's not. I know that's not how tattoos heal, Why are you doing it like this? And I mean, to each his own, We're just trying to educate people. Like, well, the point of this podcast, guys, is especially if you're looking to get a tattoo or you're a tattoo artist, do your work and do your like, what is it? Like your research on an artist. If you like a certain artist, I would follow them for a while. Wait to, if you really care about how it heals, then ask for some healed pictures of. They'll have them. Hey, I like your work, man. How much is your rate? First of all, okay, I can handle that rate. Can you send me some healed pictures of some work? The artist shouldn't get offended. But yeah, sure.
No, fuck that.
And I feel
You
like
get what you get.
You get what you get. This is it. This is my Photoshop stuff.
I feel like a lot of clients don't even know that it's gonna heal different either. 'Cause sometimes they just want. They're always like,
that's
"Oh,
a
I just
very
want it to
good
look
point.
like this," because they think it's gonna look fresh
I
forever.
want the black to be as black how it is.
Yeah, so that's why we're supposed to educate. I mean, it's our job to educate people on the actual tattoo process. And some clients have gone to me recently. I haven't gone this, but sometimes they come to me and they're like, "Man, I like how you have that redness, that red." I'm like, "That's not red. It's just light grays that are red because the blood's up there. The blood's gonna go down, and it's gonna be like a grayish tone. And they're like, is there a way you can keep it like that? Maybe add the reds. I'm like, that's not how black and gray works. I've had that conversation with some people, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't a lot. I mean, one or two, but just the fact that some people think like that is shows that we need to educate people more on the process of getting a fresh tattoo to a heel tattoo, right? And what happens too when we're doing a full day session, like, you know, we can. You've seen this where we're adding blacks in some area, really darks in some area, some lights, some mediums, and some of the mediums are blending in with some of the darks, right? And it just looks like black. And you're like, you know, what color is that? Well, sometimes we forget what we added there because we're following our cap process, you know, the way we drop our inks. So yeah, it looks dark and it looks almost comparable to the other blacks, but when it heals, you'll see that the blacks stay in front and the darks tone down. So we have to trust our process of how we lay down the ink.
Yeah.
You know? So what else we want to say about that? What are some pros about that? About using a edited CPL filter?
I think some pros would be off the
I
bat.
wouldn't call it edited though.
Yeah, edited sounds like
Yeah,
harsh
it's
because you're not
not-
really editing.
You're not editing. You're just reducing the light.
But that's where I feel like that's where the argument could come in because some people would be like, that is edited because it doesn't look like that when in person.
It does.
But I'm just speaking on behalf of people that would
It is
wanna argue
editing
that
because
point.
if we could
Carlos
just
is editing. There you go. Carlos said no.
Okay, so but the pros, I think off rip, I think is just you're gonna get more clientele because it's appealing to the eye, especially on social media.
well,
I
it
feel
removes
like.
the glare, and the pros is you can actually see the whole tattoo, and the glare is not blocking that eye on the portrait because that's the darkest point in the pupil, you know, and wherever is darker is where you have more glare.
Well, yeah, I mean, a fresh tattoo is always going to be shiny. There's so much fluid on there still. Even after you clean it, there's fluid coming out of it. It's always going to be shiny when the light hits it. You know what I mean? You can't really take a good picture.
Yeah, so we're
When
trying to
it's
show as best as we can because we might not see the client ever again.
Yeah.
Or we might see them, you know, a year from now. I wish that all the clients can, you know, come in 3 weeks later and actually see the tattoo, but that's not how it works. So yeah, the pros is you're right. It'll make it look better. You'll enhance your product and you'll get more clients, right? Any other pros we can think about?
No, it's fine. The CPL filter. What are pros, Carlos?
It was just one. It just enhances the photos.
I mean, I feel like we kind of went over a lot of the pros
Yeah.
while we're discussing
Yeah.
it. You know,
Okay, what are some? All right, so now let's talk about some cons of this CPL filter editing thing. Like, what else? What is there? What do you guys think?
I don't think there is any cons. My personal opinion. What's so bad about it besides people hating on you that just because they can't do the work you could do?
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? They're basing off their hate because of that one little thing.
Well, what would be some cons outside of your own perspective? Like, what have you heard about those filters?
I can think of is other artists frowning upon it because, like I said, they're just gonna be like, that doesn't look like that. You know, that's
I think they're expensive. Ever since fucking tattoo artists started using them, the price went up.
They went up.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, a solution to that is just take pictures outside then in natural lighting. You know what I mean? And show your true
Golden hour.
Show your the true tattoo how it looks. You know, that's what I saw a recent YouTube on this conversation, and they called out the artist that has special lighting, special cameras, and the dude went outside and he filmed with an iPhone and his Canon SLR or whatever you call it, and he filmed it, and they looked just as nice as in the inside the studio. So, whoever the person called him out, why is he calling him out? Like, why do you take the time to text that to people? You know what I mean? Are you is the person hating on that person? Clearly, you know, he's saying, man, I can't get my tattoos like that. What are you using that you are? You know. So in this industry, you gotta have a thick skin because there's gonna be haters out there. There's gonna be haters that out there saying X things about you, and if you know, you just gotta be careful. So CPL filters, I think, is just an excuse right now that people are saying, artists, because like I said, I don't hear clients coming to me and be like, you know, can I see tattoos without CPL filter? I won't be like, damn, are you a photographer or something? Because I just learned what CPL filters are, you know? It's artist on artist because, you know, for whatever reason, they feel like they gotta say negative things about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but anyways, guys,
I would love to hear another artist's perspective of someone that's against CPL filters. I would love to hear their reasoning. You know,
we
because
could call him up,
Right.
but he lives in Mississippi.
It's hard to like. It's hard to shoot on it without if we're pro.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to like see where they're coming from.
I think the people that would be against
The
those.
thing is, I really haven't heard anyone. I heard traditional artists.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
even
Older cats.
I know traditional artists. I use them too.
But older cats probably that have never, you know, never even took pictures with their phones. They were just tattoo people. They would be like, I don't need that shit. You know, a tattoo is a tattoo. So, I don't know.
Let me ask you guys something. Do you guys feel like you're cheating future clients if you were to only use CP filter and not show the tattoo without it?
I don't feel like I'm cheating them because that's why I go live, so people could see it live, and then that's why I leave my lives on my page, which is, I mean, going live is another topic we've discussed last time, but if you go live, it's the true on true how you're tattooing. There's no specialties, there's no creative lighting, there's nothing. It's just me and the tattoo getting done.
I show progress pictures. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Throughout the whole tattoo, I'm either at the beginning, I show a middle part, and then I show at the end.
Right.
I mean, you can still see the tattoo being half done.
So you guys, obviously, it wouldn't apply to you guys because you guys are doing, it's almost like best of both worlds. Now, if you have artists that are just doing that, then would you say they're cheating? They're kind of cheating future clients?
No, I mean,
because the client's going to think they're going to get that.
I think the client gets cheated if he doesn't do the work.
Okay, so it's on the client.
To investigate why, or if he just looks at the page and he's like, man, these are high contrast, really nice pictures, and then he just books the appointment with that person and goes and gets the tattoo, and then he looks at it and be like, oh man, it's not as dark as I thought, or it's not as
red.
It's not as red as I thought, or it's not as detailed as I thought. You know, that's the client's bad. You know what I mean? Because he didn't do the research to see how those tattoos heal.
Not just those tattoos. Every tattoo always gonna fade a little bit, especially color, because you gotta think about your skin growing over it.
So it's back to just the client understanding how tattoos work.
The client has to understand. They have to do their homework behind everything too. But I mean, yeah, like it shouldn't be that too much of a deal.
Don't hate me, guys. I'm just trying to view it.
No. Yeah, that's a
trying to
good
get outside perspective. You know.
But we live in a instant gratification type of society right now, where people look at it, they're itching for the tattoo, and they just pick the artist that visually stands to them. And that's why you see a lot of artists doing that type of work are super busy, you know, because they're perfecting that style, or they're enhancing that style, I guess you could say. And then there's clients that want that style, you know. That's really much I could say about that, you know. What else? I guess just do your work, follow them for a while, see if they do lives. Ask like I said before, ask for healed pictures, you know. Yeah, and so since we're talking about CPL filters, guys, let's show you guys the one we use. It's this little
That's the one we use for the phone.
Here. This is for our phones. So we grab our phone and we put it here. Make sure it's centered on the lens. And then there's a lens on here that gets rotated left and right. And as you rotate it, depending on the lighting, that's when you get the true color that you're looking for, that removes the glare. So it's just this little thing. That's what a CPL filter does. There's different versions. There's some on the fancy cameras that Carlos has. Right, Carlos? Yep. So that's it. You know, it's not doing anything to the tattoo. If you're our tattoo artist and you're following us, you can get these on Amazon, right? Is that where you got them?
Yeah, but you also need to get the CPL sheets for their lights.
Yeah, so you'll have to get this along with a filter, like a sheet, right? A paper sheet.
And it looks like that, right? That's like a light like that.
No,
No.
the sheet is like a dark film. Looks like a
Yeah.
tinted film.
But it goes over a light like that.
No, you can make it over anything.
Oh, any light?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just,
okay.
you
not
can
just-
only get in a square sheet, so you have to cut it out for your light.
Got you.
Yeah.
That along with this, it'll make your tattoos look a lot more dope.
It'll show it without the glare.
The show without the
Yeah.
glare, yeah. And it's like this was like $20
And
on
that's
Amazon.
That's how you get all the haters.
And then boom, you're editing your pictures.
So yeah,
Roman's
What
gonna
else?
use on his face cam.
Yeah. I am next one for sure. For sure. I'm gonna tell everybody. I'm like, hey, lights off.
All right, I guess that's it.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to the YouTube. I'm closing it today, so I had to kind of make it familiar for you guys. But anyways, leave a comment. Tell us what you guys think about CPL filters. Did we inform you guys? Like, hopefully you guys can do research with your tattoos. That way you don't expect something. Anyways, give us a like, share, follow, all that good jazz, and see you guys next podcast.
Yes, sir. We out.